So hello and welcome to MintTwist workshops. Today we're going to be talking about video marketing, and we've got our resident expert Itamar Blauer.
Hi everyone, we're going to be just going through the summary of the video marketing workshop that was hosted in March at MintTwist. If you want the full video, we'll leave a link in the description and you can watch it officially on the MintTwist YouTube channel.
Don't forget, you can join us at our workshops live in London. They're on the website at minttwist.com/events. We live stream the events, and of course the recordings are available on the YouTube channel. Okay, let's get going then.
So this is the key insights of why video is really important now. We've got a graphic here that shows that consumers are valuing video content a lot when it comes to the types of brands that they're following and the websites that they're visiting.
Do we believe that there's a downward trend in terms of emails and newsletters?
Well, emails and newsletters are being used currently. I think the biggest downward trends would be blog posts, because blog posts used to be a massive thing that all websites really had, but now we can kind of see that that's declining and people are favoring more video content as opposed to reading blog posts.
So would you imagine that video content is something that could work in parallel with things like email newsletters and blog posts, or are they replacements for those things?
You can definitely incorporate your videos with newsletters and emails. You can add links to different types of video content you've got, so emails aren't going to go away anytime soon. We're going to talk about types of videos, and there's loads of different types of videos that you can create with your brand. We've got demo videos, which is when you're demoing a product or your type of service. You've got the brand videos, which is videos about your brand, about your team and your company. Event videos you can use when you're hosting any kind of event, be it internal or external, such as our workshops. You've got expert interviews, give interviews to people who are specialists in their field to give insight and more information to your audience. Animated videos are a nice way for people to just engage as opposed to seeing real humans. Some people like to see animated videos too. And you've got live videos, which is the biggest kind of trend with video. Live videos are very important for your brands to show their true colors and for people to engage in real-time communication.
A question that comes up from clients and people around our business very often is, what types of video content are the easiest to start with, particularly for those organizations that are new to using video in their marketing?
I think live videos are the easiest to do because there's no editing required. You don't actually edit the footage. You just press the button and then you're live, and then you press it again to stop. So it's very simple. You can do it even with equipment just like a phone camera. If it's good enough quality, you can do that. So live videos are actually the easiest to start off with.
I think added to that, if you're doing anything already that lends itself to video, that might be a place to start. So for example, MintTwist have been running workshops for many years, but it's only relatively recently that we've started to create video content like this out of those workshops.
So the next step, we've got video planning, and this is crucial. Doesn't matter if you're going to record a live video or any other types of videos that we talked about before. First off is your script. You need to know what the video is going to be about. You need to know what you're going to be talking about, and also the location. So you need to know where you're going to film, because location is very important. If you're doing expert interviews, why not do it in-house, do it in your company, especially if you're doing brand videos. That's going to be the most important thing. You also want to know who the people are that you're going to be including in your video. We've also got subtitles, which are very important in terms of ranking, and also because, for example, if you're uploading a video on LinkedIn, loads of times people don't actually have the audio enabled, so subtitles are a great way for people to stay engaged and to watch your content without actually needing to hear anything. Equipment is crucial. The equipment that you use to record your videos is going to dictate a great video from a poor video. You need to make sure that the cameras that you're using are really good. Cameras nowadays are quite affordable, so it shouldn't be a problem. Just make sure you've got a good camera, but also make sure you've got good microphones. Good microphones as well, they serve the same purpose. You want to make sure that the audio is clear, because people will be put off by audio that isn't clear on videos. So then we've got the best practices of videos. You need to be sure that you're using an editing software that you're comfortable with. There are so many available and loads of different ways to edit the videos that you've produced. Pick one that's right for you, something that you're comfortable with. If you're not too comfortable with it, you can always hire somebody to edit the video for you. but there are loads of alternatives that are either free or quite cheap and are very simple to use and beginner friendly. Other practices is to remove long breaks and pauses, because people don't want to be sitting there watching you if you've got like a 5-second break before your next sentence. You also want to make sure that you're rendering the videos correctly so that you're maximizing the resolutions and the outputs that people will be able to see on the screen once it's produced. You also want some non-copyrighted music in the background. It can be very soft, but it does help add a better effect as opposed to hearing nothing at all. And also avoid too many effects and transitions. You're not making a movie, you're making a video for your brand or whatnot. You don't want to go overboard and add lots of fire and fireworks onto your videos.
Premium software that's out there, Final Cut Pro, Adobe Premiere and others, how effective is that software relative to the software that's very low in cost?
I'll be honest, the software that's very low in cost typically just gets the job done. It's the kind of stuff where you're starting out, you might want to use those just because a software like Adobe Premiere, Sony Vegas Pro, these are editing softwares that people have been using to make films, and you don't want to have too much capabilities of effects and transitions. You want it to be simple where people can follow. As long as you're getting the message out, that's what's important. So now we're going to get on to the platforms that you want to be uploading to. There are so many different types of platforms that enable native video uploads. You've got the Facebooks, you've got YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter. Which one do you choose? So there are different purposes for different platforms on the types of videos you put out and the content length that you put out. So if we're talking YouTube, you can be very experimental on YouTube and upload types of content that are informative, educational, and entertaining. Those are the 3 types of videos that work really well on YouTube. And typically in terms of the length of the videos, anywhere between maybe 6 to 10 minutes is good. These kinds of longer form videos, even above 10 minutes, is perfectly acceptable on YouTube. If we're flipping the coin and going onto LinkedIn, for example, people don't want to be sitting there on their newsfeed for 10 minutes watching a video. So short form content definitely works a lot better on social media. So like Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, the short form video content that gets to the point where people get the message in a minute 30 or less, 90 seconds or less.
What sort of length of video would you recommend for YouTube?
Well, first of all, it depends on the content you're producing. You never really want to go overboard in terms of the length you want to go, but I think it's just safer to go more than 3-4 minutes on YouTube, because if you've got a video that's maybe a couple minutes, that's not really going to be that effective. You're better off uploading that elsewhere, like LinkedIn or Facebook. And
what about live video on the length? Does that change with live?
Live video length does vary. It just depends on the type of live event that you're doing. So if it's a conference, obviously it's not going to be 2-3 minutes, not even 10 minutes, could be an hour. These kinds of things typically do still work on Facebook, possibly on LinkedIn when live's introduced, but also on YouTube as well. You can be hosting that there. If you want to be optimizing your current content on your website with video, it's very simple to do. So if you have a video uploaded on YouTube, you can click the share button, get an embed code, go onto your website. If you've got a page or a blog post that you want to add a video to, you paste that embed code using the HTML code editor, and then you'll have that video on YouTube right there on your blog post. And this can be a great way of getting more engagement on your pages for your website. This can increase the average session duration, and it can also reduce the bounce rate, so people are staying on your site for longer and they're more engaged. The pages that have video content are more likely to get higher rankings than pages than like the same page without a video. And the great thing you can do with blogs is that you might have a blog post that takes 5 minutes to read. If you record the same kind of thing in video format and just go through the main bits, you can add that towards the top or towards the bottom as kind of like a blog post summary, and obviously that will increase your engagement metrics, which increases your SEO.
So I'm hearing there it will improve our technical SEO, but it will also improve the actual conversion rate of the page, meaning the experience that the user has.
Well, the user experience is very important to search engines like Google, so the longer people are on your page and they're engaging and reading your content and also watching the videos that you've embedded, then that's a winning strategy for on-page SEO. So let's talk about sharing your video content, because this is one of the most important things, because if you upload a piece of content but don't share it, no one's going to see it unless it's optimized really, really well and it gets to the position 1 of Google for whatever you're targeting. But your content, first and foremost, must be great, because people do not share content that is weak. They don't share content that is poor. So your content has to be great, first of all. You can also ask your audience. You can ask them, if you're embedding it in a blog post, you can ask them in that blog post. If you are recording the video, even at the end of the video, say, if you guys could like and share this video, saying things like that, some people might actually do it. Comments are very important on all social media platforms, especially LinkedIn, because it branches out in terms of the reach of your video. So you'll actually be able to target more people who are actually similarly targeted in terms of the people you're trying to get the video across to. And comments are a great way to do that. Also likes, just to position them higher up in the feed if we're talking about YouTube, but also with LinkedIn so that other connections see it. And the last thing is giveaways, because people do like free stuff. So if you're selling a certain types of products like shoes, or you're an e-commerce that does t-shirts or whatever, you can offer a giveaway. Say if you like this video, you get a chance to win this t-shirt, for example. So that's a really good way to get more shares, especially on social media.
Itamar Blauer, thank you very much. So for the audience out there, how can we find out more about you, your workshops and MintTwist?
If you want to watch the full video marketing workshop, that is available on the MintTwist YouTube channel. If you also want to keep updated with all of the latest workshops that we're going to be running here at MintTwist, go to minttwist.com/events. I'm Itamar Blauer. You can follow me on social media via LinkedIn and Twitter.
Thank you very much.